Hi there and welcome back. For those of you who are new to my channel, I am Lizzie and I'm traveling through South Africa with my little caravan, Ladybird, and my feathered companion, Cheeky. This is my first real caravan trip and honestly, I have no idea what I'm doing. I had missing tent poles. The monkeys raided my tent and rainwater leaking into the tent, and I even burned my pup. But somehow I loved every minute of it. Sometimes adventures start exactly like this. Come along with me on my very first camping adventure. Let's meet Lucia. And there she is, makeup done and legally mine. Warren from Crytek Services helped me to install my office desk, and now I'm finally ready to work and travel. Getting road trip ready meant making my bed, and wow, that is definitely not as easy as making a normal bed at home. This is what Ladybird looks like inside. Now that she was ready, it was my turn for a little makeover. Luckily, my friend Hannes, a famous hairdresser, was just the person for the job. Then the big day finally arrived. After a morning coffee in the garden with Cheeky, it was time to pack Ladybird and hit the road. After booking in at the KZN wildlife offices, we made our way to Sugarloaf campsite. Waiting to welcome us were a bushbuck and two red duikers. Because it was out of season, there was only one other camper, so I had plenty of campsites to choose from. Once I found the perfect spot, it was time to set up camp. Fortunately, one of the staff members helped me, but because the tent was missing some rib poles and I only had one rope, the poor thing looked quite sad. Off to the shop I went to buy a rope, and then discovered that I did not have enough tent pegs either, but somehow I made it work. The sunset that evening was absolutely beautiful. Dinner was simple, just pasta with sausage. The ablutions needed a little maintenance, but they were neat, clean, and the water was hot, so I was a very happy camper. The next morning, after coffee with Cheeky, I went for a walk on the beach because the weather was beautiful. And this is what I came back to. Monkeys! They had pulled out some of my badly installed pen pegs and even opened the zip of the tent. Yes, they actually know how to do that. What a mess. Everything had to be cleaned and washed. Monkeys are everywhere in this area, so off I went to Banana Box once again to buy longer tent pegs. Hopefully, now the monkeys will stay out. After all the hard work, I relaxed with a whiskey while Cheeky explored the local grass and made a few new friends. That evening, I went to Alfredo's restaurant with friends to celebrate my very first camp. We had the biggest and the tastiest prawns that I have ever eaten. If you ever visit Alfredo's, you absolutely have to try Fred's special prawns. The next morning, my first camping friends, Dave and Helen, packed up and left. That afternoon, the rain arrived, and because my tent was still missing rib holes, water started pooling on top of the tent, and I had to push it off from the inside before it started leaking badly. Cheeky, of course, was loving every minute of camp life. He flew around making friends everywhere he went, especially with the children, who absolutely adored spending time with him. Then came the time to make my very first campfire. I used small sticks and a candle to get it going. Unfortunately, my pup burned, so there was no braai for me that evening. Oh well, there's always another day. Well, that was the very first part of my very first camping adventure with Cheeky and the Ladybird. And I survived it. I still have a lot to learn. And I know I will make many more mistakes along the way. But it's all part of the adventure. Next week, I will show you more of beautiful St. Lucia, the town, the beach, and wonderful places to visit. Until then, stay kind, stay curious, and keep camping.